In what ways do Filipino values reflect religious teachings or beliefs? Filipino values are deeply influenced by religious teachings, particularly from Christianity, Islam, and indigenous spiritual practices. These beliefs shape how Filipinos live, interact, and treat others. Number one, Bayanihan. Community spirit. This reflects the Christian teaching of loving one's neighbor. Filipinos help one another in times of need without expecting anything in return, similar to the biblical value of compassion and service. Mark chapter 12, verse 31. What have we learned about the relationship between religion, politics, society, and culture? Religion in the Philippines plays a significant role in shaping political views, social behavior, and cultural identity. Religious teachings often influence laws, holidays, and even political decisions. For example, Catholic traditions like Holy Week or Muslim celebrations like Eid al-Fitr are recognized nationally, reflecting how religion and governance are interconnected. These relationships show that faith serves as a moral compass, guiding Filipino society toward unity and compassion. How can young people contribute to promoting respect and understanding among diverse religious beliefs in the Philippines? Young Filipinos can promote respect by participating in interfaith dialogues and cultural exchange programs, using social media responsibly to share messages of tolerance instead of hate, volunteering in community service that brings together people of different faiths. By doing this, the youth become instruments of peace and inclusivity, embodying the value of pakikipagtapwa-tao, treating others as equals regardless of faith. Why is it important to study this concept in UCSP? Studying religion, culture, and human variation in UCSP helps students understand diversity and appreciate social differences such as gender, ethnicity, and belief systems. It fosters empathy, cultural awareness, and open-mindedness, essential for living harmoniously in a multicultural society like the Philippines. Understanding these concepts also encourages students to act responsibly and respectfully toward others.
Religion has deeply shaped our tradition and social norms from the Spanish colonization period. Catholicism became part of Filipino identity. Today, more than 80% of Filipinos are Roman Catholics, and this faith continues to guide daily life, moral behavior, and even politics. Source: Philippine Statistic Authority, 2020. Religious influence can be seen in our celebration, town fiestas, honor patron saint, and a mix of worship and community bonding. During Holy Week, people join procession and perform acts of devotion like the pabasa or penitencia. Even important family events like weddings and baptism. Religion also crosses into politics and society. Churches often play a role in social issues and national decisions. For example, during the 1986 People Power Revolution, religious leaders like Cardinal James Sin encouraged peaceful protests, proving how faith can influence political change. In every life, religions help shape Filipino values like respect, kindness, and faith in God. Common phrases such as Bahala na and Diyos ang bahala show how belief in divine will guide decision making. It is also promotes unity and compassion through tradition like bayanihan, where neighbors help one another, and act rooted in love and moral duty.
These traditions influence unique theological focus and historical background. Religious practices today also adapt to cultural and social changes. We see a growing public influence of religion in society, which shapes political discussions and community life. Faith groups often engage with social issues, advocate for religious freedom, and participate in civic matters. This involvement can even impact legislation and public policy. Faith traditions also guide how communities respond to modern challenges. Issues like mental health, family dynamics, and education are addressed through the lens of traditional teachings. Many religious groups adapt their messages to fit contemporary contexts, providing spiritual.
How do different religious groups express their culture within society? Different religious groups in the Philippines express their culture in diverse ways that reflect their beliefs, traditions, and values. Religion plays an important role in shaping Filipino society, influencing art, festival, education, and everyday practices. For example, Catholicism being the dominant religion express its culture through religious festivals such as Sinulog and Feast of the Black Nazareth procession, and community service programs, which is shows how religious celebration like this strengthen community bonds and reflect faith-based traditions. Meanwhile, Islamic communities in Mindanao express their faith through daily prayers, wearing traditional clothing such as hijab and celebrating Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Furthermore, indigenous and Christian sects such as the Iglesia ni Cristo express their culture through communal worship and strict moral discipline and distinctive church architecture. This is shown faith and architecture the Iglesia ni Cristo.
Although there are obvious borders and overlaps between the state and the church, it is preferable for them to stay apart, especially in the Philippines where this is a concept established by the Constitution. The effect of religion on political and public life, as well as complicated cooperative connection with both institutions, can strive towards the common good while respecting each other's distinct duties, cause overlaps even while there are clear legal and legislative lines for separations. First is the visible boundaries. Legal separations. The Philippines 1987 Constitution states that the separation of church and state is inviolable. Second, visible overlaps. Judicial cases. Legal challenges, such as those involving religious activities in government policies, highlights the ongoing tension between the two institutions and the need to define the limits of their respective jurisdictions according to Supreme Court e-library.
Religious institutions and beliefs have played a major role in shaping governments and influencing elections across different societies and time periods. Here are
In the Philippines, because the country is predominantly Catholic and deeply religious, here are some key points. Voting and leadership choice. Many Filipino vote based on a candidate religious beliefs or endorsement from religious leader churches often guide member on moral criteria for choosing leaders. Public policies. Religious values affects law and policies, especially on moral and social issues such as divorce, abortion, same-sex marriage, and reproductive health. For example, the Catholic Church opposite has delay or shape legislation in these areas. Voting and leadership choice. Many Filipino vote based on a candidate religious beliefs or endorsement from religious leader churches often guide member on moral criteria for choosing leaders. Moral guidance. Politicians often refers to Christian values or God's will in speech to gain trust and moral credibility.
In the Philippines, religion has deeply shaped our identity, culture, and even politics. Around 83% of Filipino identify as Roman Catholic, according to the 2020 Social Weather Station survey, showing how faith strongly influence our way of life, from saying po and opo to show respect to celebrating festivals like Sinulog, Ati-Atihan, and Feast of the Black Nazarene. Our traditions are reflections of both spirituality and cultural pride. Religion also plays a role in how Filipinos respond to challenges. For example, during typhoons or crises, many rely on prayer and religious organization such as Caritas Manila and Islamic Relief Philippines for support, proving that religion shapes not only beliefs but also compassion and unity. However, faith also intersect with politics and governance. The 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 2, Section 6, clearly states that the separation of church and state shall be inviolable. Yet, in practice, religion sectors continue to influence political affairs. Church leaders often speak out on moral and social issues such as corruption, divorce, and reproductive health, which affect the national decision making.